me this one's going to go big.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. We're going to have a look at a couple of old JPM System 5 machines here. One which I'm sure you are all very familiar with, and one which I think is a bit rarer and you may not have perhaps seen before. So obviously the one that we're all familiar with is Fairground over on the right hand side. This was everywhere. It started life as a £6 jackpot and it got an £8 jackpot upgrade. I don't think it made it to a £10 jackpot, but it did live on all kinds of crappy stake and prize combinations. I think 5p, £4 was one of them. I have got it here on the original, or well, I say the original, an early £6 set. Even though the layout here shows £8 jackpot, I loaded some £6 ROMs into this many, many years ago. This is one of those JPMs that they really fucked up on the upgrade because the £3 repeater just became a £3 straight win on the £8 jackpot, and the £3 repeater was one of the best things about this machine. And it made the board lopsided as well. You can see there that the jump from £4 to £6 wasn't too bad in the final stretch of the feature. The jump from £4 to £8 and that little last leg there made the fair closed square slightly more psychotic than it was even originally. Because we've got the £6 ROMs here, the coconut shy trick doesn't work. However, I will talk about the coconut shy trick and give you a little bit of background, a little bit of trivia about how that ended up on the machine. Now, the one that you might not be familiar with, I think this one was rarer because until this turned up in the emulator, I had never seen one of these for real. And I spent a huge amount of time in pubs and arcades back in the £6 era. I've never seen one of these. It wasn't until Dad released a DX for it back in 2005 that I finally clamped eyes on this for the first time. I think that both of these machines are probably from 1993. These Fairground, I think, was certainly one of the earlier £6 machines. Remember that the £6 era started on the 1st of January 1993. We ascertained that absolutely for a fact from the AWP jackpot dates video, the research that Jason did. So we know that the £6 jackpot came in at the start of 93. I would have a guess that Fairground was sometime in 93, maybe the first half of 94, something like that. And I would have a guess again that Hot Dogs was probably the same. Remember that this was the back end of JPM using the System 5 technology before they moved onto the Impact technology. First machines on that tech, of course, one of those would have been Indiana Jones. And before we have a play on these layouts, I will just say a thank you to Dad. This is a Dad DX that we have on the left-hand side. And this one here on the right-hand side is by a guy called Hurthand165. Now, I don't believe he's around on the scene anymore. Both of these layouts, looking at the modified dates on them, hark back to 2005. Of course, Dad is still very much present and active on the scene. I don't believe Hurthand is around anymore unless he goes by a different name. Either way, I would like to say thank you to both Dad and Hurthand for the layouts that I am using in this video. I'm going to start with Hot Dogs because this is the one that I think is the rarer of the two machines. Unless I just got very unlucky and didn't see them. But given the amount of time that I spent in, like I say, in pubs and arcades, but back in the early 1990s, I would be surprised if this was a common machine because I never saw it before. It's got some of those great System 5 samples from the time as well. This was when JPM had moved to samples on System 5, away from the bloopy bleepy music. So we'll have a gamble up to 2 nudges there. Yes, so we have now, so we can now get our cherry win. I love the samples on these old JPMs. So we're not too fussed about money belt. If we can get to £3, that's brilliant because that is a £3 repeater. The gamble is pretty fair on this. Spin a win, we don't want spin a win either. Let's gamble again on the 3. Oh! There you go. As me saying it is pretty fair. That was slightly unlucky there. Can't get the feature there. The any 3. There we are now then. So we can spin for our mixed bars, or we can hold for the feature. And the feature there is it's like a greyhound race. You have to pick a dog and have a race with them. So you can choose Flash, Butch, or Fritz. Now the problem with Flash is, I don't know why you would ever collect Flash, because he max... Oh, choose a dog, or choose a dog. Hurry up, right. I generally go for Butch, because if you can get to the end... Well, that's not... Well, I suppose it could make nudges better, couldn't it? See there, so it has given us... well, we'll hold those, I suppose. We'll put them like that. And now the race starts. So if we get to the end with Butch, we get £3 repeater, which it can repeat, which kind of gives you the £6 anyway. So what happens is now, I'm going to hold those there. It's giving me a hold opportunity there, so I'm going to hold them. See, it doesn't. That's quite rare. Well, I'll say rare, but you don't always get a hold. So if you get a hold, obviously you want to hold shit numbers for the other dogs and try and make a decent number for your dog. We're doing quite well here. You'll note, by the way, that the music has moved to the old bleepy bloopy style. I guess they didn't have enough room in the ROMs to do a full sample package for this machine. Lets it down a little bit, but not to worry.
In the lane.
So we're doing all right. Oh, I'm feeling good here. The one thing it does allow it to do, though, you can tell there, maybe it was a deliberate decision, because it can play samples over the top of the bloopy bleepy music, so it gets away from that limitation of the hardware only being able to play one sample at a time.
The winner is Butch.
There we are, we got to the end, so we have got our £3 repeater. It's not a bad £3 repeater, this. Pretty good repeat hit rate, about 50%, something like that, I'd say. Ah, it's a miss on that occasion. So that's the two kind of halves of this game. You've got the wins with some decent features. You've got a reasonable range of features that you can exchange from the wins, and you've got your dog racing game on the feature. It's worth holding everything on this because it, like a lot of machines of the £6 era, it can and will give you 3 holds for anything. It will give you holds after nudges for anything because it can afford it, because the jackpot is so small. Standard issue hold after nudges. Oh, bad number, bad number. Oh, and it hasn't... Oh, sorry, it hasn't given... I'm sorry, you've got to get to the exchange point, of course, being silly there. Oh, that was slightly unfortunate, but it is usually pretty generous with the exchange. That's the thing. We'll give it another £5. So tenner in. The point of showing you this one... Oh! That's the kind of thing we could do back then. Hold second... I think that's jackpot. I don't think that'll be mixties. See there, hold second reel. By me O'Reilly, from back in the days when fruit machines were actually fun. So yeah, the reason that I'm showing you this one is that you might not be aware of it. I am sure that this is one of those more obscure machines. Not necessarily saying it was a failed test machine or something like that, but obviously some machines sell more than others. Some machines are more popular than others. And for me, this is one that I have no memory of ever playing a real one of. So I was pretty thrilled when it turned up in the emulator. Many years ago, back in 2005, that was when System 5 as a tech was a relatively recent addition to the emulator, and it allowed us to play the System 5 game. I think it was 2003 it was probably released in, the version of MFME that added System 5. So there we are. See where our exchange comes down to. See, very close this time. So only one gamble required. Hot dog, so we can exchange the feature there. Shall we try and gamble up? Oh, no, we shouldn't. We should have exchanged for the feature there. If I can get hot dogs again, I'll try and do Fritz and see if we can get to the end on the £6. But my preferred dog, if I'm playing it normally, is just to take Butch, get your £3 repeater. And obviously if the £3 repeats, A, you've got your £6. Well, there we are, and B, it's cash as opposed to tokens. So we'll go for Fritz this time, but it can be a bit mean with Fritz. And it didn't give us a bonus this time either. So we're off to a pretty bad start there. Butch, yeah, Butch is off. Butch is flying, and I don't want to hold the 3. I'll hold the 1 for Flash, but... Oh, fucking hell. Come on. Okay, catch it up a little bit. We need, so there we are. Oh, well done, Fritz. Go on, Fritz. You can do it. Oh, no. It's look at that, neck and neck. Come on, it's the final straight. Oh, dear. Come on. It's a big ask winning the £6. So we have got £3 there. Come on, well, let's go for it. Let's go for the jackpot. Oh, well, look at that. We need a decent Rick here. No!
It's going to be a photo.
Don't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a photo between Flash and Butch because Fritz unfortunately got a little bit tired in the final stretch there. Couldn't quite make it, bless him. You see there, and you know, a genuine kind of... Oh, we've got another feature. A genuine sort of entertaining feature there. Shall we have another go with Fritz? Let's have another go with Fritz. Oh, I've got no bonus again. See there, it can give you something out of the bonus box at the start of the feature. Hold your hound, so we'll hold a 0 on Butch. There we are. Now, I could do with another hold there. It hasn't given me a hold. That would have been really good to hold on the 4 there. Still, some good Ricks, Just keep an eye on your hold. Oh, just keep an eye on your hold buttons in case it gives you a hold. That, oh no, 0 from Flash was good, but see, I could collect £3 there, but we're going for the jackpot. Oh bollocks! Probably going to be Flash, is it? No. It does see it's quite a big ask to get the £6 one. I've settled over the years on Butch. I mean, why would you take Flash? He wants to get to the end of the bloody race to get £2. Whereas the £3 repeater for me is the sweet spot. Because the £3 repeater was always really good on this era of System 5 machines as well. They did like to repeat. Shit number there. Well, we're not collecting £1. Oh, for fuck. The gamble's been a little bit harsh here. When I play this, I generally play it until I get a little bit of a kickback. So if I had to have a guess, I would say that this is probably pretty much on percentage, so it's probably not got much of a drift in its favour. Doesn't really seem to do what you would call a traditional streak either. Sometimes you get a little bit of a kind of rich patch on it. What's there? We got must be what it's telling us. Yes, we've got cherries up there. Sometimes you have a bit of a rich run. You know, maybe get a couple of jackpots, £3 repeater, that sort of thing. But oh, for fuck's sake, these gambles have been really nasty. But I've never had what you would call a full-on streak out. There we are. Look at that, 3 holds for the £3 repeater. Let's have a look. Oh, now there's no need. I mean, the best feature exchange. In fact, you know what? Normally, of course, you would collect the £3 repeater, but you will find that the juiciest exchanges, if you can get that, might be win series or something. Wild nudges. Now, this is quite an interesting one. It requires a bit of skill, so I'm probably fucked. Oh, can you see it there? There's a good chance there. What's it after? See there, double JPM, JPM. Oh, you mean bastard, I hit it! And it only gave me 2 nudges. That was a bit skanky, wasn't it? And it does this system. The reels will give... The actual real machines did this as well. Can you see there? That real one is a bit out of whack. It was something that happened on the real machines, but it will... Oh, look at that. Hold after nudges. It will fix itself. It'll get itself back into... shall we, just for the sake of it, let's see if we can get some of these big exchanges. Wild nudges. Well, we didn't do very well on... God, we've seen wild nudges. Let's see if we can get the next one. There we are. Win series, maybe. Hot dogs. A £5 exchange for hot dogs. You'd expect to get the jackpot off that. Well, go on there. Let's exchange in. A £5 exchange for the feature. Has it not even given us a bonus? It hasn't even given us a bonus. I would really expect to get the jackpot off a £5 exchange. Fucking hell, come on. There is a win series in there as well, which can be quite good. Don't you dare. Don't. Butch. Piss off, Butch. Off. Well, I'll hold a 0 on Butch. I won't hold it. I'll take a risk. Oh, for God's sake. I really want to get the jackpot off this. £5 exchange, you'd be very annoyed, wouldn't you? Oh, for pity's sake. Well, that was a... I'm not playing this. I'm just playing this here for a bit... Kind of like a bit of fun and to show you the run of the game. Normally, of course, you'd just be collecting that £3 repeater after a hold after nudges. No reason to carry on past that point. Is there actually nothing on there? Bit shite, isn't it? Can we get a hold after nudges? We can get a... We'll hold after nudges for jackpot if it wants to. But this is a really good machine. So like I say, the point on this one is just to let you know that this is out there. It's because it's from the old era. That's the thing. It's from the old... That should win. From the old era of fruit machine emulation. It hasn't been... We'll just collect that. You know, like I say, this layout is 16 years old. So you might not be aware that it exists. Let's see if we can get a repeat. Oh, little! I'd expect to get a repeat on the next £3 repeater. But it does still run. It loads into... It's the standard conversion route. You load the old layout into version 5.1 of MFME. You then save it out. Oh, I thought I'd get 3 ults for jackpot then. You then save it out from FME version 5.1. And that then... Oh, we got a bonus this time. And at that point... You see, we got the... I don't know, I'm not entirely sure what the hair does. I should know that, but I don't. You see, I've got a hair lit on... We'll just hold them all again there. This is looking quite good, though, isn't it? Does it make him go faster because he thinks he's chasing the hair? Because I am... So, oh, double. Look, see, that doubles it. The hair doubles, so there's no need to carry on here. I can just collect there. A little bit like getting your hotel on Monopoly, isn't it? There we are. Nice jackpot, we will take that. So yeah, it converts over. This is running in version 20.1 of the emulator, which is the latest version. I believe you should be able to get this layout from the legacy section over at Desert Island Fruits. Ooh, we'll have a gamble there. Come on. If you can't, I mean, this is a Dad DX and Dad is still around. I would imagine that Dad wouldn't have a problem with this layout being made available again because, you know, he has shared so much of his work with us over the years, but I will just check with him if he would be all right with that. And, oh, stop and step. Well, obviously you collect the £3 repeat. We haven't seen stop and step. Let's just embarrass myself on stop and step. Oh, I should be able to hit that, shouldn't I? Oh, I've hit it. There we are. Just so many wins, so many jackpots, so many features on these old games. Just such a different proposition to the crap we have now. See there, Real 2's got itself out of whack again. It will fix itself. There we are. It's got itself back into position now. But yeah, I will check in with Dad just to see if somebody does want this layout, make it available for you. Either over at Desert Island Fruits or, of course, over at Dad's own site because there is Dad's FME. Either way, this layout is still out there, and I'm sure there will be a way to get hold of it and play it in the emulator for yourself. We're having a nice little run here, aren't we? Win Series, there's Win Series. Let's have that. It's probably not going to be much better than the £3 repeats, but we'll have it. It can be quite disappointing.
That was fantastic.
So, see, now, sometimes it can stop after 2 wins, so this could be very disappointing. No, it's gone on. It's gone on. There we are. We have got another. It's taken a credit. So, there we are. £3. That's quite good. So, we're up to 560 at this point. Nice, decent bank there as well. Oh, and again. Is it going to take... Yeah, taking another credit, so it's doing it in cash. £2. Chunky bank there. Oh, it's... yeah, bank's full. We've got to collect the bank at this point. We're just missing our token and coin sounds there because this was a conversion over from an old DAT-based layout. But hopefully here you can see the gameplay that's on offer here. Really good game to play. Lots going on. And I like the way that you've got all the feature exchanges on the cash stack. You've got the hot dogs feature itself, but at the same time, you've also got the ability to exchange into the feature. And of course, you have the ability... There's not much on the feature. That's the only thing. You've only got cash and nudges. But even so... Oh, that's the end of that one. There's a lot going on with this machine. And it's got a brilliant sample package as well. So I am 25 quid in there. And I got £30... Well, about £31.60 out. So we have one on that. So there you go, heads up, hot dogs. It's an old layout for what I think is a rare machine, but it runs fine in the latest version of the emulator. This video kind of just saying, you know what, you might want to give this one a try because it is a really fun machine. It's one that I will fire this up. Once in a while, I will fire this up and play it because it's just such a great, entertaining machine. And even though I never played it for real, so it's not a nostalgia thing, it is just genuinely enjoyable to play. So there's hot dogs. Thank you to Dad for that DX. Now we'll move over to Fairground. Now this is the one that I think everyone saw. There were loads of these everywhere. Really popular in the pubs. Really popular in the arcades. Everywhere in the £6 jackpot era. And I do remember quite a few of them being round on the £8 upgrades, which I didn't like because you lost a £3 repeater. And it made the board lopsided, and it just made the features lopsided as well. It didn't do the game any favours, which is why I have loaded the £6 ROMs into this. Now, there was, of course, the emptier on the coconut shy feature that came in on the £8 jackpot. And a lot of us have always thought that that must have just been bent. Surely that's just like some bent coder putting that in, but apparently not. And here we have Steve Do 2 back in July 2020. It was actually in the Super Blackjack Club thread, but we got into talking, as these discussions sometimes do. It kind of went off into different directions, talking about tricks and methods and how they get left into machines. So the original point here by Boulder Dash was some things might have been left in accidentally, like the Donkey Kong skill nudges from holding down the cancel button. I imagine that would be useful to a tester, and easy to forget when packaging up a release. And Steve Dude is replying, the JPM Fairground coconut shy trick was like this. The guy testing it had to get all 6 different wins in normal play for his test script, and it was taking him ages to get a jackpot. So he got the software engineer to put a button code in so he could get one more easily and make sure it paid out correctly. It was when they did the £8 token software and £10 old cash. The piece of code got left in, and the rest is history. Oh, so there you go. So it did get I was just kind of wondering if it got a £10 old cash. Apparently it did, so there you go. Started life as £6, got £8 tokens, and then got a final upgrade to £10 old cash, and that was where the coconut shy trick was left in, where you were holding down, I can't remember what it was, but you held down a certain button. There's a button combination that you could hold down, and it's spanning the 6 dice values one after the other so that you knocked all the coconuts out and get a jackpot. We can't do that here. There is, I think there's a Cheerful Pessimist has got, I will try and put a image on the screen. I'm pretty sure Cheerful Pessimist has covered this on his channel at some point in the past where he talks about it. Really great sample package on this one as well. Now, I don't know what kind of mood this is going to be in. Generally speaking, when I play Fairground, I play it until I get like a decent £3 repeater or a little bit of value back out of it. So I will deliberately go in blind, not knowing what kind of state it's in. Pretty standard stuff. We want to get our oh, that's 3 holes. Now, I can do, if I want to, I could do a JPM swap hold here. Because I've got 3 holds on the cherries. What I can do now is swap the hold over to the balloons like that, and the balloons will come in. Or I can take my 3 holds for the cherries. I'm actually going to take my 3 holds for the cherries, then we can hear the gamble music. On a good day, sometimes you could actually gamble it up to the £3 repeater. We'll see how we go. Now, we will get an exchange if we can win 1 gamble. It's a slightly shit number there. It's only a 1 to 6. So we'll exchange over. We get a little bit of the Fairground. It's a bit like Roller Coaster. Thematically, it's very accurate, but it does get a little bit annoying. Oh, now I'm going to try and stop back on the fortune teller here and get the late night pass. There we are. I'd like to give you the late night pass off this one. Oh, just the extra nudges. The late night pass saves you from the fair closed square there, which it really likes to hit. If you get round to here without the late night pass, there's a very good chance that you are going to be landing on fair closed. We can be collecting these features if we want to, but rifle range is a bit crap. It's just hit the value in the middle there. Oh my word, right, okay. I'm probably best trying to stop this on nudges. Oh, £4. I don't think I'm going to get away with this, but I would collect the £4 for real. Oh my god. Oh, did I have to stop? Oh, fucking, there's probably nothing on nudges either. Oh, for pity's sake. I did it again. What the fuck is this? I can't believe it's letting me get away. I cannot believe it's letting me get away with this. Oh, fuck's sake. There we are. £4. I don't want £4. I want the £3 repeater, really. Oh, bollocks. I don't want £4. What a shit token win that is. Oh. Shall we try and stop it on the jackpot? Oh, fuck you. Oh, it jumps off. I think it jumps off. I do. That's the problem. That is why you want to be. That was the awful way to play that board. I would have actually collected the £4 in the arcade there, but not to worry. Just thought I'd have a little mess around with it. Sometimes it's worth looking at your real configuration because the mixed bars can sometimes give you a decent exchange for the jackpot. Oh, there we are. 2 more gambles for the £3 repeater. Come on. 4. I'm going to go for it on a 4 because I really like the £3 repeater on this. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, it's got fab music on it as well, the £3 repeater. So yeah, outside of the carousel, the coconut shy trick, you've got carousel, which is it's like a reel match thing. Reel spins all the reels around. You go, oh, I think that's right. Anyway, no, we're back in again. £3 is not far off. 1, 2, 3, 4 nudges for the £3 repeater. Let's see if we can get that. I will stop it back on fortune teller again. See if we can get the late night pass. We have got the late night pass there. It doesn't kill you. That first fortune teller will not kill you, so it's safe to try and land on that. So we could collect carousel there, but I'm fancying my chances here for either the £3 repeater. Helter Skelter, it comes down the values here. Theoretically, if you're quick enough, if you can stop it on £2 3 times, you've got the £6 jackpot. I can never do that. There we are. There's our late night pass gone, and now we can get the jackpot. There we are, splendid. We'll get the £3 repeater before we leave this one. The only thing that you haven't got on this one, unlike hot dogs, where you've got all the different feature exchanges, this is far more of your standard issue. Once you've gambled once, you can exchange into the main feature. And you always start from the start as well. It doesn't matter where you exchange in, you always start from the 60p there as well. I mean, I realise that everyone knows it. Well, say everyone. If you were around, if you were playing fruit machines in the early 1990s, I am 99.9% sure you will have come across Fairground in pubs or arcades, because they were everywhere. JPM must have sold a lot of these. We've got an easy £4 off nudges here. I'm going to stop it back on fortune teller. Won't kill me, just will not kill you, that. Sometimes, the worst thing you can get, I think, is 2 extra nudges. There's something else it can... Oh, now you've got to be slightly careful off this. I find that if you go to big wheel, it can jump off and fuck you. So the safe one to go for is try your skill, I find. He says it... What the fuck was that? That was terrible. That was oh, God almighty. It's fuck-ups like that, actually... Oh, there we have got some nice gambles here. Oh, no deal, no deal. I want to get to the... Yeah, fuck-ups like that. I do... The dishonest part of me wants to edit them out, but... It's no secret to anyone these days that I'm not very good at shit in my old age. Oh, God, I want to get the £3 repeater. It's a really stupid gamble, but I want to get the £3 repeater. Oh, all right. Of course. Now, this is where you see on the £8 ROMs, this is just a £3 cash win. But on the £6 ROMs, it's £3 repeater. It's the repeat music that I like. Let's see if we can get that. Yay!
That was fantastic.
Could do a cup 2 or 3 repeats this when the mood took it. So that doesn't have to be it. We can get another one here maybe. Oh no, just the one. Just the one repeat. Again, this was another one that I don't really remember. This one doing full streaks. It seemed to more like have just enhanced periods rather than what you would describe as a full streak. One thing that you may also remember, we will exchange that this time, that dice reel, on the real machine, that dice reel always fucked up. It would always end up broken. After these had been on site for a little bit, they would not display the number correctly. It would kind of jam a little bit and you couldn't see what number you were on. And because it didn't tell you on the alpha what number you had, you could literally have no idea what number you had, and you were just kind of guessing at what you were gambling. And because there were a lot of spaces, you can actually see them on the reel there. So you could be looking at like that or that, and you'd have no idea what number you were actually supposed to be gambling on. It was really annoying. They always broke. I'm into a bad spot here. Fair close, yeah, that was looking a little bit rough there. But still, it is a fab machine to play. I would recommend loading some £6 ROMs into it. There is also a Tommy C DX of the Crystal rebuild. Crystal did a rebuild of this into MPU4, which is perfectly fine, but I like these £6 ROMs, which I have had loaded into this old layout for many, many years. So we've got a sketchy gamble there. We can't exchange until we've won one gamble, and it didn't want us to do that. But again, this is a old layout. This is a legacy layout. So even though I'm sure you're very familiar with the machine, you might not be aware that there is the possibility to play it in layout form. And I don't know where I got the £6 ROMs from. But again, if anyone wants this, give me a shout over at Desert Island Fruits. And I've got the layout here. The decals are wrong, but at least you have got those £6 ROMs running in this with the... Oh, I missed it. With the £3 repeater. I think we should be safe on that. I'm sure you're safe on that one. It can't kill you. We've got the late night pass again. What happens if I land on that fortune teller again? You know what? I'm not going to push it. Because that I've got the thing that I want now. I've got the late night pass, which is what you want to get off that. It doesn't guarantee you a jackpot. Oh, now we've got to be... Let's do a bit better on this. Oh, that was shit as well. And then that's the problem with Take a Ride. I'm really, really bad on that thing. £4 is better than a punch in the face, but sold myself a little bit short there. We'll see if we can get one more feature or one more win before I play down my credits. Oh, no hold there. But we've had the £3 repeat. We've had the jackpot. That was the main thing. That was the target. And if you play this for yourself, of course, you can have a go at all the different various features. But to be honest with you, they are a little bit... Oh, just put a pound in there in case we get a hold. They're a little bit you get what you're given. Carousel has got some skill involved if you can hit it. Helter Skelter, I don't know if it's supposed to be theoretically possible to hit the £2. 3 times for the 6. Come on, can we win that? No. I certainly can't do it. Let's just collect that out then. There we are. Again, that's the only other problem here is we are missing the token and coin collection sounds. Because it is an older layout. But I will be doing some more of these. My intention is to go back through my Fruit Machine collection, Fruit Machine emulation collection archives and pick out some of these older layouts that have never had any kind of refresh or reworking in that modern era of Fruit Machine emulation, which actually started 5 years ago, back in November 2016. So we have had now 5 years of this new era of fruit machine emulation, when Chris released version 5 of the emulator after that many years, over a decade on hiatus. But there are still some layouts, particularly like hot dogs here, that are still very much in that first wave of emulation, that have never been re-released and maybe haven't had any visibility, so you might not even be aware that the layouts for them exist. So, like I say, if you do want either of these, give me a shout over at Desert Island Fruits. I will just check in with Dad what he would prefer to do with this hot dogs layout here, because that is his DX. Hurtand165 here, I do not believe is around on the scene anymore. If I'm wrong on that, then please feel free to correct me. But there you go, 2 great old JPMs, and either of them has got more playability in its little finger than an entire arcade full of modern £100 machines. Something really enjoyable to play here. So, thank you very much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will catch up with you next time. But for now it is goodbye.